You know, the rat snake's been visiting me. Okay. And what rat snakes mean, that the spirit told me, is that, as long as I stay assertive, that, I will receive, I will, my goals will come into fruition, and I enjoy the rat. I don't have a problem with certain animals. Okay, I want to tell y'all about Smokey the Bear. He came to me, and he's been announcing fire, fire, fire. He's been telling me fire is everywhere, and there's going to be invisible fire that people can't see also. From what the spirit tells me, it's an ethanol, like there's going to be ethanol fires, and also just invisible fires that people can't see. So I guess there's going to be probably some kind of leak, but also there's going to be fires everywhere that are not going to be able to be put out because they didn't, put the right equipment on the trucks, and you can't put it out with water. And that's what I've seen a lot, is that there's going to be fires erupting everywhere that they won't be able to handle, because they're not prepared for it. Um, when I was up in New Mexico, and I was led a certain way, I ran across Smokey the Bear. And, I went in there to see him. I had a couple of dollars to go into the little museum and watch a film about, the history of Smokey, and, what he went through, and, how he lost his mom to a fire that was started by man. So, he wasn't happy. And I told him, I was like, it's just to be free. And as I, of course, went away from that area, there's big fires that started breaking out, and the spirit showed me that Smokey the Bear is no longer preventing forest fires or stuff, but he's bringing fire, and of course as he left the forest, there's fires wherever the spirit goes. Fires catch on, and he's not going to be burning down the forest anymore. He's going to be going into, of course, the towns and cities of man and their kind. I want to tell y'all that I am not for man and their kind. I'm a heart of Christ, and I will put out, knowledge and wisdom for those that want to listen and hear, and to receive. But if they don't, then I personally don't care, because I'm not here to save those that, just bring a curse and darkness upon the land. And are all about themselves. Smokey the Bear is a true spirit, a huge spirit all over the place, and and everywhere that his stickers went, symbols went, so is that spirit all over the place. It's just, when you make images of the spirits, they get to go wherever those images are. When you make idols of them, they get to go. So if you're not in harmony with those spirits, they're huge. So they're supposed to be guardians. They've just been asleep for a while. But if you're not doing as you're supposed to do, then fires will erupt. That's chaos is going to erupt all over the place, and that's what. And the spirit yesterday wanted me. I mean, literally fire, fire. That's what it was showing me yesterday as I went into the store, as I was traveling along. It was just fire, fire. And of course, hurts. I heard that. I've been having pain, but there's been a spirit around me that's been, also, telling me that it's in pain. So, and they're in pain because of the world around them is hurting. So that's what I say to y'all, wake up. The spirits have arisen, and y'all are too dumb in man's world to pay attention to what's going on. And I say to those that are listening, this is just to, uh, you know, be kind of a warning or a wake up call, more or less a wake up call. That's basically what the spirits have showed me that I am. I'll see a rooster or something like that, a clock, a bell. Bell. They really tell me I'm a bell, and I'm like, okay, but I'm a wake up call. I am. I'm not of man's world. To me, man's world is just, it's not for me, and it just seems so. It's like going to, the Barbie aisle. I don't care if you're male or female, but it's like going to the Barbie aisle and looking at it. You see it, but you're not a part of that world. It's to you, it's just fake plastic, and it can go up in flames just like that, which it will. That's how I see the world of man. It's going to go up in flames, and the spirits talk to me, and as I receive these messages, so do I put them out there for those that are listening. Now, I know a lot aren't going to be listening because they're not carrying the heart of Christ. They're not carrying the mind of Christ. They're not carrying the spirit of Christ. They're not being still and listening in body. They ain't trying to grow in soul. And to those, I'll block out. And I say to those out there, don't be acting like those that call upon darkness to their heads, or heap those coals upon their heads. Don't do it. Devils and demons, I say, are those of man's world. That's how they're created. But the true spirits, the ones that, back in ancient times they called evil because they took out man, I don't consider them devils and demons. They're just guardians. They're just, they are who they are. Man thinks they're, an awful creature because they come and they destroy the world of man. They do. Because man calls to them. And, I say out there now, the grace period is over for man and their kind. The false mercy that they had is over. And I say to those out there, step back. Do not even keep company with those that are lying, cheating, stealing, whatever, because you will be a guilty by association, not to mention birds of a feather flock together. So you need to really stop and think on, why you're hanging out with a certain person. Is it love, or is it just because you find it necessary? Are you doing it because of networking? Why? I'm with my mom because I love my mom, and we work together. Okay, I'm not afraid to be alone, and I've proven that. Simply is I love my mom, and I want to help her and be for her, and she helps me and be's for me. That's what I say out there. I ain't stressing over it. However, I'm just, making these videos and talking to whomever will listen, And I'm told, there's been many come before me that have tried to, instruct man, the world of man, and it has, basically not prevailed. But whatever, it is what it is. All I can do is put those messages out there, but I ain't gonna fucking be crucified or put down by the beings of this world. That's not what I'm gonna do. However, I say to those out there, it's fire season.